Hello, welcome to my channel. I'll just tell you a little bit about myself first. My name's Deborah. I'm living in New Zealand with my husband and I have two boys, grown-up boys. They don't live with us anymore. I live on the South Island. I live in a rural location and we have got 10 acres, mostly planted in pines. I've got quite a large garden, which I maintain myself, and I've got three gorgeous dogs that we have, and I love them. We both love them. We all love them to bits. They're my babies. And obviously you've clicked on my channel because it's called I'm Going Sugar Free. And a little bit of background. I've got some health issues, mainly around I've got a hiatus hernia, so I get a lot of acid reflux and I do take medication for that. So I've also been told that I've got to cut down on my sugar, what I ingest, sugar basically. And you sit in the doctors and you say, oh yeah, I'm cutting down on sugar and I'm not taking sugar, and I don't take it in tea. It was always, I don't take sugar in tea and coffee, so what are you on about? I don't have sugar on food. Well, I watched a documentary last night called That Sugar Film, and my God, it was an absolute eye-opener for me. I didn't actually realise how much sugar was in foods. Anyway, going back to me, I do have a bit of exercise. I do, like I say, I've got three dogs, so I do walk the dogs twice a day, most days. My husband does it weekends, so I have a bit of a break, which is daft really, because I might as well walk the dogs for the exercise all the time, and him, to be honest. So after watching that documentary last night, I thought I'm going to start up a channel and try and do some sort of, to log how and to have a record of how I'm going to get on, because I've sort of made up my mind that I'm going to try and go sugar-free as much as I can. This is my worst nightmare, talking to you guys and showing myself, in my big, all my glory, my big fat belly, and my double chins, and this is basically my worst nightmare. But I thought I've got to be honest with myself. I've got to stop kidding myself that I'm going to be okay, because I'm well on my way to getting type 2 diabetes and heart disease and all the other complications that go with that, or with being obese basically. And I am obese, there's no getting away from it. So like I say, I've decided to go sugar free. This is like the first day, so it's the 10th of July at the moment in 2018. And both my husband's decided to do the same. Although my husband's not overweight, he does have that stomach, that visceral fat, I call it, and where you've got your weight, the fat that you put on is all around your stomach, which is the dangerous fat apparently. I'm still pretty new to this, I'm still learning what's good and what's bad. So I've just noticed the sun's coming through and it's shining on my awful shiny chin. Anyway, so like I say, just learning at the moment. So I've decided to go sugar-free. Day one today. So walk the dogs, got up, walk the dogs, great. Bit of exercise, wonderful. Come back. Now I would normally have a couple pieces of toast with butter and jam on it. Yes, jam. And obviously jam is a massive amount of sugar. I mean, the jam that I use is got quite a high fruit content, but it's also 50% sugar, which is not good at all. So I thought, right, let's rummage around in the pantry here and see what I can find that's going to be sugar-free. I'm going to be sugar-free. So I struggled basically to find something sugar-free. I ended up, I've got what they call out here Weet-Bix, which is a bit like the English Weetabix. And it is not totally sugar-free, but it had a very low sugar content. And I thought, well, I've got to start somewhere. And because I'm such a frugal person, I can't bear to throw things away. So I shall get rid of this Weet-Bix by eating 2 bits a day I put a cup of milk, and measured a cup of milk on it. And that's another thing, you know, the milk that we drink in our drinks is full cream milk. Now, I intend, and my husband always insisted on full cream milk. We used to have a milking cow. We used to milk her, you know, a Jersey cow, which is a very high cream content. But I intend to probably drop down to semi-skimmed milk or half-fat milk. But that's, you know, I am going to use up what I've got currently in the fridge, which is 6 litres. And like I say, then from then on, when I do my shop in future, when I go and get my groceries, I'm going to not buy stuff or avoid it as much as I can. And I'm determined to avoid it. Sugar. So I've told that you want to shop on the outer edges of the supermarket, which is the produce, the fresh meats, and you know, vegetables, and then go around to the frozen side where you can get frozen vegetables and stuff like that. That is the best place to shop. Inside the supermarket is all the inside is processed foods. So processed foods means high sugar content. So I'm going to really try and do this sort of new, it's not a diet as such, because, you know, when you say, oh, I'm going on a diet, we're all on a diet. It's just that my diet was particularly bad. So I'm changing my diet to a sugar-free diet as much as I can. I'm going to make a conscious effort to buy things without sugar. Instead of just going along, chucking it in the trolley all willy-nilly, you know, not really looking at it. Oh, yeah, I like that. Oh, yeah, I like that. You know, and like I say, I just looked in my pantry, and I can honestly say, apart from rice, pasta, some tins of tuna, and some pulses that we got in there, and some nuts, everything in there, it's got sugar, everything. And I'm like, oh my God, you know, what am I going to feed people? So that's another thing. I've got to look up some recipes and try and think about what I'm going to eat and what I'm going to feed my husband, because I'm a stay-at-home, I'm semi-retired, or retired basically. I stay at home. I look after the property here. I do all the garden, like I say, and everything. Oh, and did I mention my hobby is growing orchids? So that's an indoor plant. So that's my passion as well. Anyway, getting back to the sugar. So, so I'm going to make a conscious effort. I'm going to look up some recipes. Like I know up here, I'm not stupid. I know up here that fresh produce, meat, some dairy products and everything are going to be far better for you than all the processed foods. So I've got to, unfortunately, I'm not, you know, I can cook, but I don't particularly like cooking. But I'm just going to have to step up my game and start looking and trying to get through without using sugar. So, and all that, you know, I'm one of the people that used to sit around and say, I don't use sugar. I don't take sugar in my drinks. I don't take sugar in my tea or my coffee, or put sugar on my cereals, which I did do, by the way. But, you know, I used to think, well, I hardly buy sugar. Because my idea of sugar was the pack, you know, the pack of sugar, the kilo of sugar, or the 2 pounds of sugar or whatever that you buy in the supermarket. I would have that, bring it home and put it in my my storage container, and I'd never use it. But unbeknownst to me, I'm eating sugar in everything, all the mixes I use for making foods, obviously all the cakes, the biscuits, the obvious things that got sugar, you just dismiss it. No, I'll be all right, I'll have that. And you eat it. And it's bad for you. So like I say, I watched this documentary. Do try and watch it if you get the chance. It's called That Sugar Film. And it really is an eye-opener. And I was really shocked by the results of this guy who went on like a low-fat diet. He didn't sort of go out of his way and find everything with sugar in it. He just went on a low-fat diet. He consumed virtually the same amount of calories as he did on his, because he's normally sugar-free. He's been sugar-free for 3 years. So he consumed roughly the same amount of calories as his sugar-free diet. But, I won't spoil it for you, but if you do watch it, it's really interesting, and it is quite an eye-opener to how it affected his body and what happened to his body in just 2 months or 60 days. So there we go. So I'll sign off for now. Any questions, or if you've got any advice for me, then I'm more than happy to take it on board. Like I say, I'm very new to this. This is day one. And my intention today is to, like I say, I've had the 2 Weet-Bix with milk. I will be drinking my drinks still. And I probably will go through till lunchtime now, because I've got a few jobs to do around the place and in the garden. And at lunchtime, it is my intention to have some cooked chicken, a bit of cheese, and I'm going to look at my crackers, because I didn't look at those and see if they've got sugar, but I'm more or less guaranteed they have got sugar in them, so I'll probably go without those and just stick with a bit of cheese. I've got some tomatoes in there, so I'll just have that for lunch. And then for dinner tonight, last night I made a big pot of stew, and obviously it's all root vegetables gone in that stew. And the only thing that I did use, I used a packet of stock, and when I looked, the stock had sugar in it, but it was a very low amount. So tonight's dinner or evening meal will be relatively sugar-free. So it's day one, and I am quite excited about this, but I'm also a very weak person. I do succumb to sweet things, and chocolate is my downfall. Chocolate is the one thing that I could basically kill you if you had it and I wanted it, because I love chocolate. And yeah, but the reality is I'm 57, I'm overweight, I'm well on my way to getting some serious diseases, and I need to hit the reality button here and get real and start looking at myself and sorting it out. And the one thing I didn't say, I did weigh myself this morning, and I'm ashamed to say this, I'm heavier than my husband. My husband is 6'2", and I am 5'2". My husband was 97.7 kilograms, and I'll just say I'm over 100. Not much over 100, but I'm over 100, and that is absolutely disgusting, basically. And I am disgusted with myself. It's the first time I've weighed myself for a very, very long time. And I need to get real and make myself understand that I've got a poor diet and a poor lifestyle. It's not ultimately to lose weight. Obviously it is, I want to lose weight, and I'm figuring, because I've got a really high sugar diet, that I will lose weight. But it's ultimately to be healthier, to eat healthier, to eat things that grow in the ground. I mean, we do grow our own vegetables. My husband grows vegetables all the time, and he ends up giving them away. I mean, we do use them, but he grows a lot, and I don't use as much as I should. So yeah, I need to get real. Anyway, that's all I'll say for now, because it's nearly 15 minutes of me jabbering on. So I'm going to try and upload a couple of videos a week. following my progress, and I will be ranting, I will be raving. I'm going to give you the truth as from my perspective, how I'm coping with it, and what are the good and the bad and the ugly points around trying to get rid of sugar in your diet, and also how I'm feeling. I'm going to give it to you straight. So anyway, thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe, and or dislike. If you dislike this, that's fine. And bye for now, and I'll catch up with you later. Bye.